Hello, here we are, back again with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. We finished with you, Bucko. No more Terra story. It's time to move along. And we are going to move along to Ventus' story. Same settings, of course. I would like to skip the introduction, the opening scenes, and the basic tutorials. Thanks for asking. We already did that once, and once was enough for me, I think. Having completed Terra's story with a big old complete by his face to let you know, let's try a little guy, a little Ven. Ought to be fun. You'll recall we witnessed this scene last time from the point of view of Terra, who was about to undergo the Mark of Mastery test. A little different this time around.
Today you will be examined for the Mark of Mastery. Not one, but two of the Keyblades chosen stand here as candidates. But this is neither a competition nor a battle for supremacy. Not a test of wills, but a test of heart. Both of you may prevail, or neither. But I am sure our guest, Master Xehanort, did not travel all this way to see our youngest prospects in years fall short of the mark. I trust you are ready.
Yes.
Then let the examination begin.
Don't worry about me. You two focus on the exam.
But Ven, you're in danger here. Go wait in your room.
No way. I've been looking forward to
What do
this.
you mean Master
Seeing
Eric
you
has
two
died?
become
He can't
masters.
be the enemy, he's
Not
right
gonna miss it
there.
now.
He can take care of himself. He's been out there training just as hard as us.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay sharp, Ven.
Master Ericus will later try to murder Ven, so he's a well-deserved enemy. Alright. This little guy. Unlike Terra, you won't see too much in the way of sliding dashes and whatnot with old Ventus. He's got Strike Raid and Quick Blitz and other fast abilities. This is his finishing flourish. On crit, this is like legitimately a very, very difficult fight. As you could expect, you have no way to heal yourself. That basically is the story, to be frank. Like, early critical mode on every Kingdom Hearts game is hard because you can't heal in early Kingdom Hearts games. Eventually you'll get potions or whatever, and that'll make it slightly easier, but like, obviously you have none here, you have no ability to equip items or anything, it's just hard. Discount Roxas? That's not very nice. Is the discount because he only has one Keyblade instead of two? Don't bully young Ventus. Flame Salvo, let's go. Shot lots still broken, by the way, in case there was ever any doubt. Much like Terra had critical impact, Ventus's opening unique command style is Fever Pitch.
That was unexpected. But one must keep a still heart even in the most trying of circumstances. It was an excellent test, one I chose to let unfold. Which brings us to your next trial. Now, Terra and Aqua, the two of you will face each other in combat. Remember, there are no winners, only truths. For when equal powers
I
clash,
still think this
their
is
nature
absolutely
is revealed.
insane messaging.
Begin.
There's no winner and loser, but I will absolutely be choosing a winner between you two.
We have
This is-
deliberated and reached a decision.
You know, that might be true.
Terra,
There will be
Aqua,
exactly
you
one
both
winner and
commended.
exactly one loser. He's very
However,
particular, that Mr.
only
Eric
Aqua
is
has
a
shown
big grammar
the mark
nerd.
of mastery. Terra, you failed to keep the darkness within you sufficiently in check. But there is always next time. That is all. Aqua, as our newest Keyblade Master, you are entitled to certain knowledge. Please wait here for further instruction.
Hey.
Terra, I'm sorry.
The darkness. Where did it come from?
Poor Terra. We saw his plight. We saw how his insecurities would be played upon by this villainous
He ain't gonna
cur, Master Ericus.
Somebody's gotta break that loser in.
Not here, you won't. I have to keep up appearances.
I know that. He just needs a little incentive to leave home.
Sorry. But I need some time alone.
That loading is because instead of pursuing Terra's point of view, we're going to pursue Ventus's. This little dweeb is playing with a wooden Keyblade, even though he owns a real one.
Better hurry, Ventus,
Huh? Who are you?
or you'll never see Terra again.
What? Get real. I can see Terra anytime I want.
Like right now, he's leaving you.
That book on the
behind,
back is an Ultimania.
and by the time you catch up,
Ultimania is like the book they released that
Whoever
tells you
you
like a
are,
bunch of behind
you
the
don't know the
scenes and
first
extra
thing about
content
Terra.
from the Kingdom Hearts series.
Me
That's
and him
hilarious.
will always be a
One of them
team.
is also just
Trying
titled
to pick
Kingdom
a
Hearts.
fight or what?
oh, grow up.
Ventus has the strategy guide to
Is
this
that
game.
what you call friendship? You'll never know the truth unless you go out and look for it yourself. Come on, what could you possibly
Philosophy,
know when you're
of
stuck
course.
here, looking at nothing but what's in your tiny world?
I'm caught between
Terra!
some dialogue establishing that relationship might have helped, and not suffering the stilted voice acting of Terra's character is probably for the better.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it probably worked better in some sense. That was more heavy lifting than they did for like Terra and Ericus. Poor Terra. Nookie. Nookie. Terra is way less sneaky when he's shown in this way. This is untenable. Stop calling that poor boy stinky. He's done nothing to you. He looked surprised, like he didn't think he had armor. Ben's airship is, of course, a skateboard. Because if there was like a more apt thing than Terra having like a little motorbike, it's Ben having a little skateboard. Skateboarding through the cosmos. And of course, dealing with Terra and Aqua. Now, Terra's first world set him to the world with Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, and Maleficent, and he got into trouble there because he accidentally handed Aurora's heart over to Maleficent like an idiot. Ventus's first world, on the other hand, will send him here. Aqua's will obviously send her to Cinderella, but that's a tale for another time. Let's get started.
Wow.
Alright, let's see here. All this stuff are things that we know from already doing this. But in addition to Quick Blitz and Strike Raid, Ben actually has Sliding Dash, which I think is better than Arrow. Yada yada yada. His finish is the same. The Wayward Wind is a neat name for a Keyblade, I'll give him that much. And his Wayfinder is a nice green instead of poop brown like Terrace. It was all the way up to this game where they were like, we'll just give you Scan. There's no reason to actually make you like try to level up to get Scan. Probably not any purpose in that whatsoever, and I agree. They're the 7 dwarves.
Gotcha.
Fever Pitch. Fever Pitch makes Ven's attacks even quicker. And of course it has its own complication. A good deal all around. Big boy. Cool thing to... It's not super duper noteworthy, I suppose, but I think it's interesting that, like, this is already a part of Wolf Woodlands that Terra was not allowed to go to. Just a reminder that each of these characters will go to the same worlds, but they won't all necessarily be a one-to-one. They can have access to different areas across them, and obviously they'll all have different stories. And Terra, even though he came to this world, he never actually met the Seven Dwarfs or Snow White. He would end up... Well, no, I'm sorry, he didn't meet Snow White. He would end up saving Snow White from Unversed. She ran away, and then he, reported back to the evil queen and fought the lad who lives in her mirror. Master Eric has made a bad bet on a movie, and now he has to merge with Master Nixon. Yep, 100% Kingdom Hearts. Oh, Squaresoft. Shout out to Edix, though. I don't know if those Dragon Quest games were selling like hotcakes before the merger either. I feel like it was like a you need me and I need you kind of deal.
Huh? Who are you?
I'm Ventus. Call me Ven.
A diamond thief! Take cover, you fools!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
He's such a sweet boy. Didn't mean to frighten you.
You mean you're not here for our diamonds?
That's not nice. Treating me like some kind of bad guy. I'm just trying to find a friend.
I definitely know that Dragon Quest is bigger in
Just
Japan.
kind of like
Wasn't
me,
sure how
but
much
way
bigger.
tall.
Sounds like a tall tale to me. Go on, get!
We don't know any Terra.
You don't know any
Please,
Terra.
could you come over here? I just want to talk.
Don't fall for it! Stay where you are!
Grumpy is
Alright. Then we'll do this the
asshole.
hard way. Yeah.
I do appreciate that Ven's also an asshole, and he can't just like take them at their word. But he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna chase you down and force you." Like, cool it, Ven. If they don't want to talk to you, you could just take your L and go. Dopey was not smart enough to run. He was like paralyzed by fear or something. Like, God forbid, Ven's just like takes his L and goes, "No," he's like, "Well, I'm gonna booga booga booga. Like, I'm just gonna run at you." Let's find us some dwarves. Ven's getting smoked by this box, by the way. There's Grumpy. Let's see if I remember all the 7 dwarves. Okay, so I know one's Dopey. That's the one that I just got. And then one is Grumpy. That's the a-hole one. Where? Is there a Sneezy? My hay fever. It's gotta be Sneezy, right? He's not like allergy. Or Sicky. Thing you found says the last Dragon Quest they made before the Enix merger was the best-selling PS1 game in Japan. Damn. Alright, then power to the Dragon Quest lads. One of them is Doc. I don't know where he studied, but I know one of them is Doc. Okay, this one is Sleepy. Dragon Quest MMO might be more popular than 14 in Japan. Wowzer. You can never doubt the power of cultural differences, but that kind of thing always like is a curiosity for me. Like, what? Why? Like, what is it about this just particular JRPG franchise that just didn't hit? Okay, my guy. Stop. Please. Doc, you asshole. We haven't met any Mara. It's not Mara, it's Tara. Come on, bro. Well, Ben got his payback raid really early, which rules. Tara had the same ability. It's when you get knocked back, you can do a little bit of a shield. Awesome. It's time. Hi, Rio! Mel, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. I hope that means you've gotten your settings that you didn't like changed. And you are subscribed. I bet the same thing about us in Call of Duty. But I guess like my thing is not like, I don't know, like I'm sure Call of Duty games are sold in Japan, but like I feel like the marketing there is different. Like I would not expect a game like Call of Duty or Madden or like Gran Turismo to necessarily be super popular in those markets. But like I couldn't explain offhand why Final Fantasy would get over here but not Dragon Quest. And that's not the only example of JRPGs that are far more popular in Japan. It's just the one that we're talking about. But I am culturally dumb, so I don't know reasons. Haha! Calculate. This must be bashful.
Come on.
You had to fight Twitch for that sub? Well, I appreciate it.
Ah, that's what they all say. Well, we're on to you.
Fine, I get it. You want me to leave, I'll leave. Oh, but can you tell me where I can find some other people around here?
There's a castle beyond the chorus. I mean the forest.
Got it. Well, thanks.
Oh, now I can get mini, I guess. Go with that. A lot of dialogue to go around to the dwarves, but that's okay. See, in Kingdom Hearts 2, you could talk with the triangle button and not the X button. And I'm not really sure why, at least the PS4 version of Birth by Sleep didn't make that change, but frankly, I don't know why the PSP version of Birth by Sleep didn't make triangle with everything. I know it's the, like, command button, but this game doesn't have reaction commands or anything, so it's not like mid-battle you need to be able to do any of this stuff. 15 minutes doing tech support. Sheesh. Sorry, comrade. Can only thank you for putting forth the effort for little me. I don't know. You're definitely right that like Mario and Sonic are like cultural juggernauts in gaming, but we have the American lads as well, right? Like your Crash, your Spyro, your Master Chief. Who are our gaming mascots of today? Consoles don't really do mascots these days, do they? I guess that kind of ended. Like, I remember like PS1, it was like Crash and Spyro, right? And then PS2, it was like Sly Cooper, Ratchet, and Jack and Daxter. PS3, oh no, the dude from Killzone. Like, I have no idea. Remember that age when they were trying to resurrect Sonic and we got that slew of like not very good at all mascots like Ty the Tasmanian Devil or whatever, and Klonoa, and all those goobers.
This must be where those little
These weren't even like Sega Genesis games. Like it wasn't that era of video game either. It was like PlayStation 2. And they're like, whoa, nobody else got Sonic back, so we're going to have to make a new one. Here's Bubsy Bobcat. And it's like, no, I'm good on Bubsy Bobcat, actually. And somehow through it all, Sonic just refused to die and is still around, which is amazing, if you ask me. Much like with Terra, I'm going to be kind of choosy about the the commands that I use until I have enough slots to do what I want. Like, I'd like to equip that fire, but I also know a boss fight's approaching, and I'd rather have the things I have instead of that fire. Maybe I could sub out this quick fix, actually. Pokemon is way more the cultural touchstone than even Mario. Mario wishes he sold like Pokemon? Probably, yeah. I don't know offhand, like, what the difference in those things are, being honest. Like, I don't have any idea what the number of units moved is like between those two franchises, but yeah, Pokemon. But, for me, I would say Pokemon was a big deal more than I would say Pokemon is a big deal. But that's just me. Do I have any crystals yet? No. Not worth melding commands till I do. I am HM. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. This is a roomy cottage. But I don't know, like, if you asked me, like, Nintendo's mascot, I would not say Pikachu or Jigglypuff or Charizard. Like, it's still Mario. There's always going to be Mario. He's the guy. What do they call him in Smash Brothers? Mr. Video Game. Like, that's pretty true. I didn't mean to do that. Hold the phone. The map revealed something to me. Yeah, here we go. Poison. Calm down, man. You don't think Sonic is in the same league as the Nintendo ones? I don't know if that's true. Like, do I think Sonic's moved as many units as Mario? Provably no, but like, I don't know, like the person at a grocery store test, like if I held up a picture of Super Mario and I held up a picture of Sonic, do I think more people would struggle to know Sonic? I don't at all. And that's the same for Link or Pikachu or Kirby or anybody else. Sonic's game quality is obviously something of a huge debate, time immemorial, depending on when you liked Sonic games or what have you, but like, the little dude is iconic, one way or another. What do you mean Ty the Tasmanian Tiger has had a game in the last 3 years? My ass. I reject that knowledge and information. That's insane. Bubsy. Acro the Acrobat. They had a lot. Gex the Gecko is a wannabe Sonic. There's like 100.
They tried to grab me.
It's okay. You were probably just seeing things. It happens to all of us.
It was technically Crash and Spyro. Or children of Sonic the Hedgehog, if you ask me.
Oh, thank you. I feel quite better now. I'm sure I'll get along.
Cause like Mickey Mouse is like a little mascot dude, but Mickey's deal was like he was like he. But Sonic was like he had two. He had 90s two.
Come on, I'll take you there.
They should make a serial mascot fighter. Yes, they should.
Thank you, then.
When am I gonna stream the best Mario game, Mario Sunshine?
Great. Let's get
Mario
going.
Sunshine, really? I'm not very Mario. Some lad was like, you know what all of these stories need? An escort mission. What do you mean? What do you mean? I've owned a number of Nintendo consoles too, and Mario was just never the reason why. So like, I've played Sunshine and 64 and Galaxy, but they're not like my thing. Like I haven't at all. The big Mario game that I had that I was a fan of was Paper Mario. Get me out! The tie game was this year? Nuts. I think Sunshine's a lot of fun till you start trying to 100% it, where a lot of it becomes more of a slot from Galaxy. I really enjoy watching speedruns of those kinds of games, whether it's 64 or Sunshine or Galaxy. But there's always a bit where I'm like watching them do like the starter for 100 coins for every stage, or like all the different blue coins in Sunshine, and I'm like, I'm good. Same thing with like one of the goons has recently started streaming them trying to get 101% on Donkey Kong 64. Donkey Kong 64 is a hateful game if you're trying to complete it 100%. Coins for every Kong, bananas for every Kong, balloons for every Kong, bananas for every Kong. Piss off. What do you want from me? I'm just a man.
Please don't send him away. You see, he helped me when I was lost. And oh so very frightened.
What happened?
Well,
I do believe...
flowers by the wood, and there was a stranger there. He had a sword, but it was like a key. And then these monsters came and...
I was about to explain what she just did. So if you'll recall, when we were here as Terra, we ran into Snow White and she ran away in the unversed attack. So Terra is on this world here with them. But the neat thing, and by neat I mean if you're a dweeb like me, is that Ven now learns Terra's on world and will try to pursue him. Terra has no idea that Ventus is on this world. He just moves on.
I'll prove it.
With the cow, the kangaroo. I know you well enough to know that you're being serious, but I'm having a hard time believing that Cow the kangaroo is a real character. Is it KO the kangaroo? Is he like a boxing guy? Because it looks like Cow, but it might be KO. Yeah. 90s. He's got tuned. I wish I had tuned.
Back off.
Again, the first boss being really, really difficult. A lot of health. No healing spell to speak of. I could have equipped potions, but I was foolish. He's healing himself by the way. I know what'll help. Abuse. Him jumping to avoid my combo finisher is the definition of childishness, in case anyone was curious. And done. Doubly the German grasshopper. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that one's not real. Why is he a German grasshopper? Are grasshoppers native to Germany?
Excuse me, ma'am. You dropped this.
What a helpful young boy.
Oh, I thank you, my pet. To tell the truth, I really don't know what I would have done without that. Haven't I seen that sword before?
Terra has one. You know Terra?
Oh, yes. That ruffian pointed one of those at me asking about some Xehanort,
Called that man
my
a
poor
ruffian.
heart nearly stopped.
That doesn't sound like him at all. Ma'am, where did Tara go?
I'm sure I have no idea. Must you all menace a poor granny so?
What? No, I was just... Tara, what did you do?
Gex was the character platformer of your youth? That's amazing. So you've got nostalgia for something. Objectively bad. I've never played Gex, so... You know? I don't know. All old people are a menace in Kingdom Hearts. Old people are just largely not to be trusted. You got Yen Sid, and that's basically it. Even Merlin's kind of dodgy. I'm pretty plain. I had Crash and Spyro to grow up on. And somehow, we're like halfway through those lads making a comeback. I'm pretty sure those lads are pretty hard at work doing a Spyro revival like they did for Crash 4. I wouldn't be surprised to see one from them sooner rather than later. I'm pretty sure that game performed well. It was not without flaws. My understanding is that getting max percent on that is abominable, largely, but wouldn't be surprised. I know the collection for Spyro was not as well received as the collection for Crash. It was like more buggy, I believe. Just hearing it from the grapevine. I couldn't be bothered with either of them. Frankly, I've 100% completed all 3 Spyros and Crash 2, but not quite 3, and I wasn't big on 1. So while I thought I would have fun with them, don't get me wrong, it was like, am I willing to pay full price for a collection of 3 games I've already had plenty of fun with? And the answer was like, nah, not really. So. Now that I've got synth materials, I will consider melding some of this stuff. Let's see here. Sliding dash. And quick blitz together makes strike raid, which I already have. Up. Oh, can I make a fire raid? Is that one? Nope. I can get fire dash, which is cool. I'm trying to learn something here. The red color there makes me think that this is going to make something that I don't want it to. Yeah, okay, it's gonna make payback raid, which I already have. So bad idea. Bad idea. Fire dash could be neat. I don't know. We'll wait. I'm using a guy. Let's see here. That studio got merged into Blizzard because Activision? Bummer. We tried to collect songs were Banjo-Kazooie and Jak and Daxter. You know, Jak and Daxter was the one I didn't get into ever. I got into Ratchet. I loved the Ratchet and Clank series largely. Never played all of them, of course. Love Sly Cooper. 100% completed all 4 of those. Because I love that series a ton. Forever sad that the one time I got to play Sly on stream, I had to stream it through PS Now. It was buggy, so it didn't really... Or not buggy, it was just lagged. So it wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. Forever bummed about that. But I never got into Jak and Daxter. I tried it. Wasn't just didn't light up the right parts of my brain. And then much like all of those 3 franchises had a first game, and then they had sequels that were different. Except Ratchet kind of. Like, Ratchet 1, 2, and 3 are very similar games, and then it went to other places after that. But like Sly 1 and Sly 2 are very different, and then Jak 1 and Jak 2 are very different. But then 2 and 3 are very similar. I just never got into them. I didn't have Banjo-Kazooie. I rented it. I liked it, but not as much as Tooie. I loved Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie was my proper collectathon game of my childhood, I should say. Since Crash and Spyro are platformers to me, and they're collectathons in the way that I think of them. There's nothing down this way. Yes, there is. There's an evil castle, but you're not allowed to go. You're a little lad. I came here to get all the treasure in this area, which I have done. I read also Gex too fast and thought it said Alex, and now I'm picturing my D&D character in like a leather jacket and those little sunglasses saying like hip 90s phrases, but he's British. So I guess basically like Gex but British is like the Geico wizard, right? That's Alex. 90s Alex is just the Geico wizard. You think the Spyro Collection actually was better received than Crash? That might be true. I'm far from an authority. I just feel like at some point in the past I heard one was preferred to the other, and I was under the impression that Crash was more well received than Spyro, but I think the new art design for Crash is better than it is for Spyro. I think the new Spyro art is better. Jak was the game that came into PS2. Trying to think. I'm having a real tough time. I want to say the first game I owned on PS2 was Dragon Ball Z. You know how you know I was spoiled? I got Budokai 1 and 2 at the same time. And if you're thinking like, how did I handle that? You know me well enough to know that I'm indecisive enough that even as a child I had like a bit of a crisis of like, do I have to play them both equally? Should I just play Budokai to completion and then start 2? Is one better than the other? I played Budokai 1 to completion. I got about as much fun as I thought. I unlocked all the characters and then plugged in 2, which gave you like a little save bonus. That's how I handled that. Like it's like that. Those 2 games, the first Ratchet and Clank, which took me forever to beat because I wasn't good at video games. Sly Cooper, which I was able to beat on my own. Those are the games that pop into my head when I think of my first PS2 titles. Everyone I know who is into Sly Cooper is a super furry. Except me. What do you mean? I'm not a super furry. I'm not a furry at all, I would argue. The accusations happened to me more than one occasion because I play a Mikote in Final Fantasy XIV, but it's largely because I thought that was the thing to do based on reading the Something Awful thread, and I just kind of thought he looked neat. In hindsight, I'm glad, because I think if I played it here, he'd be kind of boring looking. But I'm not particularly excited. But the accusation has come more than once. Occasionally, if I tweet something that someone doesn't like, and it's not in like the FF14 circle, it's in like pro wrestling opinion that I take umbrage with, I've gotten like a snarky reply of like, I don't have to listen to you, you're a furry. And I'm like, alright. That's not true, but just saying that's not true is not going to win me this argument. So, I'm sorry to have bothered, sir. I'll be on my way. Mistime that because I'm bad at the game. Tui would have been better if it weren't on the N64. I don't really know what that entails. I've learned over the years in the internet that Kazooie is probably, like, by word of mouth, more received more positively than Tui, but that means nothing to me. I prefer what I grew up on a child with. The only Ratchet games I played are the remake and the PS5 one, and they're both pretty fun. Really? Oh, I played... Ironically, I've never played Going Commando. Not never played, but I didn't own it. So I played and completed the first one, and then Up Your Arsenal I think is fantastic. But I will admit that I bought the HD Up Your Arsenal for PS3 and found myself unable to really complete it. Just didn't work the same as, when I was a kid. Deadlocked is really, really fun, especially since it's got a 2-player co-op mode. And rather than it trying to be like a platform explorer game like the other Ratchet games, it's more about throwing waves of enemies at you, giving you the same kind of fun guns, and just letting you go nuts. For some people, they didn't like it for that, but for me, I loved it. Me and, if you've ever bumped into them on the server, Shinzo Katetsu, we legitimately grew up together. I think I was about 6 or 7 when I met Shinzo. We played that game to exhaustion. Loved that game. Could go on forever about how much I enjoyed it. Lots of fun with that. Hey, did you notice in Birth by Sleep that actually just training one scene respawns all of the unburst in that area? You used to have to travel several screens in Kingdom Hearts to respawn enemies. I wonder if that was a conscious change, or if that's just PSP limitations aren't able to register that you cleared a room when you go one room over. Could be either or. I played the remake on stream. This was before Yozora had the brilliant idea of saving VODs, though, so, you have to take that on faith, whether you were here or not, that actually happened. What a world and what a mental state I was in when Mel was like, hey, have you ever considered possibly saving any of this stuff for posterity? And, like, my little brain went, no, I didn't think of that at all, actually. I think this is a good call. Because this will give me Leaf Bracer, which is always useful. In the event that Ventus wins the for sure happening, which character am I doing the super bosses with? Because of course I know Aqua's not going to win in a landslide. You guys would certainly not do that. I already did this, but I don't remember what my conclusion was. Oh, my conclusion was I need better crystals. This will do, actually. HP boost, always a good one to have on hand. I've run out of commands, which means I need to go buy one. So I will copy Geek. I think I could buy Blizzard. I'm going to go pick one of those. Or maybe I'll pick up another arrow. No, that's greedy. I will equip the new Keyblade because it's better. Guys, I'm working really hard to be good at the game for you. I admit I'm never going to pull it off, much like in FF14. But your patience as I try is really, really appreciated. I'm not a furry. As someone who spent most of my formative years on Neopets, I'm definitely at least furry adjacent. I don't think there's a human on Earth who is not furry adjacent. That basically all comes down to how you feel when you look at who's that? Is there a Lola Bunny, maybe? I don't feel furry, Jason. I don't know. I don't judge. Tui felt weirdly dark and edgy compared to the first one. Alright. I don't know what dark and edgy would come to mind compared to Tui. But in fairness, it definitely does begin with Bottles getting fucking killed. And then you speak to his ghost and you have to tell his family he died. So, you know, fair bones. I'll grant you that. He comes back to life at the end of the game, though. There's a couple of jokes that probably went over my head as a kid into it. You remember Ratchet and Clank very faintly? I like it. Ratchet and Clank definitely has some jokes that are supposed to pop the parent watching their kid play. We could go to either of these. You guys have a preference? Cinderella? Sleeping Beauty? You're going to use mod powers to rig it. Childish. Mel, I keep you around for a host of reasons. That's not just one. I'll be honest, the words in Birth by Sleep are kind of boring. Hurtful. Maybe true. Every Ratchet and Clank title is a dirty joke to start with. That's true. Deadlocked isn't. I'm pretty sure most countries just call them Ratchet and Clank 2 and 3 instead of going commando into operation. Also, if it's non-Lola Bunny, it's probably the blue fox lady from Star Fox Adventure. Oh, Crystal.
What's all the fuss about?
Cat is the pink one. Crystal's Cat's a...
Oh,
Is Cat a fox? She might be.
Where is he?
But her name's Cat, so probably not. Oh, fuck.
Oh, dear.
In a trap. Shut up.
What is going on?
Yeah, no, her name's Cat, and she is indeed a cat.
Somebody tell me how I got so small!
Star Fox 64 rules, by the way. Excellent
Don't
game.
be afraid. Oh. How interesting. I've never seen a mouse like you before.
Cinderella.
Mouse?
Jack, you better explain things to him.
There's no way she looked at that little boy and thought he was a mouse.
Now. Look, a little guy, make her easy. Not a worry, pal. We
Make her easy?
Linda like you too. She's a nice, very nice. Come on now, Johnson.
I don't know if I've hated a character as much as I hate Jack right now.
Call me Vin.
Need a soda? Ask the Jack.
This calls. I can't. I actually. He's very annoying to me right now. It has to. It's been a long time since it happened midstream, but I can't handle this.
Work. Step Muddy keep a Flinderelli busy all day.
She didn't seem to mind much.
If he wasn't a rat, I would be trying to figure out how offensive his accent is. It feels like if it was on an actual human being, it would be racist somehow. I don't know how.
Hey, maybe you can help me find him. His name's Terra. You seen him?
No. Never saw Terra before.
Oh, well. It was worth a shot.
Come on, follow me. Gotta see the house.
Hey!
Ven is a silly boy, so like whereas Terra was going through the castle defending Cinderella from Unversed, and like Aqua showed up to threaten him about, I've been to your worlds and I've seen what you've done. Ven is going on a mouse adventure. He's just a sweet boy. Imagine being mean to him and calling him discount boxes. Couldn't be good. Imagine if these worlds had different people. You know what's insane? The movie was wildly successful. But those little blue things in Avatar are nowhere near furry bait. They are atrocious to look at, if you ask me. They are deeply unsettling. Something, James Cameron, if you can hear me, something to keep in mind when you never make that sequel. Try making the little blue people hot. Consider it.
Is Cinderella going?
The fast-paced, high-pitched, unintelligible language spoken by Jacques and Cinderella was done in mouse Latin.
Have you become
That's a very funny joke, but he's still awful, and I don't like it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Avatar for the alien frickers. Some furries want to be alien animals.
You sure look happy, Cinderella.
They gave the sequel a trailer. I've never seen the original, and I've decided to like mentally edit the sequel from my mind. I grew up to be obsessed with Mass Effect. I had a thought like as like in that teenagey year, like when I heard like the Mass Effect trilogy was like you continued your save through all 3 games and told this big story. I was like, that sounds kind of neat. But then I heard the third one had a really bad ending, and it didn't come. Those were like Xbox exclusive, weren't they? So when that was true, I was like, or maybe they were on PlayStation, but I wasn't. Nahel, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. You are subscribed. The Mass Effect trilogy is genuinely quite good. Okay. I mean, the games definitely have a reputation for being quite good. I never played them. The first one was, but it went cross-platform before 2 came out. Okay. Oh, for folks. Alright. Fetch quest. 5 items to make Cinderella's dress. Got it. Living of 3 is actually a huge travesty. Because the rest of the series is so good. Didn't they like later release like Mass Effect 3 EX or something specifically to address the ending? I have that memory. I mean, you can get your Persona 5 or you can get all 3 Mass Effect games. You know, I can only do so much. I'm just a man, right? That's a joke. That's extremely a joke. You were kind of over Mass Effect by 3 anyway? Dang. You don't think that damage control attempt worked? I don't think it could. Once a game's like bad reputation kicks out, it's kind of tough to try and fix things in post. Most people aren't patient. I mean, to give you an example that I think is along adjacent lines, Remind adds a lot to KH3 if you ask me, but KH3's reputation is going to be what it is regardless of Remind's existence. Whether or not that's fair is up to you. I mean, I definitely am along the lines of anyone who says, like, well, I paid for a $60 video game. I'm not obligated for it to get good later. That's very fair and true. But I'm also like you know, I was always going to buy KH3, and I was always going to buy Remind, so I got a game that I personally already liked, and then they released DLC that made it better. I didn't have much more to say on the subject. It goes both ways. They did, but the ending is still fundamentally the same. Bummer. KHUX also had this exact press, except it was broken up over like 50 story chapters. Guys, the mobile game will not be part of the Kingdom Hearts series streams. Absolutely not. What do you mean? FF14 didn't quite shake 1.0's reputation for a while. Fair. It still blows my buzz when people point out that like FF14 is very successful for what it is, and it's got like above 1 million subs, and then they show me like peak World of Warcraft subs, and it's like 10 times that amount. That's nuts to me. Not because of World of Warcraft, just like conceptualizing 10,000 or 10 million people playing a video game. An MMO at that. Crazy. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is gonna make me go insane, so I'm trying to finish this world as soon as I possibly can. All the Mass Effect games would still probably be shorter than P5. The Citadel DLC did more goodwill building than the extended ending did. I don't know what Andromeda is, but I know if something takes that big shit, it's probably bad. To this day, you don't understand WoW's mass appeal. It's really tough for me to say because I've never played it myself, and I'm very big on like always admitting like if I didn't try it, then really my opinion on it is functionally nothing because I didn't try it. I've never played WoW. I never will because you know keyboard and mouse games aren't my thing. It's the same reason I'll never try League. But this is fun to me. This is probably a decent way to grant experience, like when I look at like, I think FF14 works so well on me because I already liked Final Fantasy, so picking up an MMO version of it worked. I don't think an MMO otherwise would have latched on to me. And when I look at WoW's general aesthetic and art design, it ain't for me. Where's my Kingdom Hearts MMO? Put Yoshida on it. They recently interviewed Yoshida, and he was like, Kingdom Hearts is the only action RPG that Square has a fucking idea of what they're doing with. And I was like, you know what? Say it again, Nomura. You shouldn't, but they're not Nomura. Yoshida. Say it again. It's the truth. Someone should say. Oh, this is the second thing. Woo! 1 item down. 4 to go. Boo! I couldn't remember if Big Black Ribbon was perhaps one thing I was supposed to be looking for. Oh, pink bullshit is there. No, stop. I remember in Wrath when there was a headline about more people in Azeroth in Greece. That's hilarious. I could talk about it, but it would be a large post. Much like Mass Effect 3's ending, it really sucks that WoW sucks. That's unfortunate. I don't know enough context to really get it. It would be cool if things were good. That's all I can say there. Shout out to all you World of Warcraft likers, though. I'm not one of those. Like, sometimes I see people are just really mean about it, and they, like, try to make it seem like liking World of Warcraft means you're, like, you have bad taste or you're dumb or something. I don't want to be one of those. It just isn't gonna be for me, which is okay, I think. Not everything is for everybody. Very excited. Tomorrow's a work-from-home day, which means I can finally watch Doctor Strange since it came out on Disney+. That is for me. I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange 2 and the most recent episode of Miss Marvel. I'm quite excited about that. I'm hoping none of my employees bother me, so I can do that in peace. You played Launch for 20 levels and it didn't grab you, but it was competent and fun enough. Yeah. I mean, hey, you tried it. 20 levels is, fair enough to not grab you. Which I imagine some people are going to be like, excuse me, noted FF14 player? But I was enjoying Final Fantasy XIV pretty early on. Which is why I'm never like you need to get to level 60 before the game is good person. Because I don't think that's how it works. I've always disagreed with that. I'm not saying like level 1 is when the game is great. But I've always kind of said like if you get to 50 and clear the Praetorium and you don't just find it meh, you actively do not enjoy FF14, your friends have lied to you. You're probably not going to like it and you should just move on. Sacrilege to many, I know. But I think a lot of the gameplay loops in Final Fantasy XIV are pretty well established by the end of ARR. They just become improved upon. So if you're meh, then you can be like, well, things like dungeons are actually going to improve in quality over time. That makes sense. But if you're just like, man, this quest had me run up to this NPC I don't give a shit about, click through dialogue boxes, get an item, and then take it to a different NPC I don't care about. Let me tell you, bucko, I just did all the role quests and that didn't change that much. Shit! Not like this. Ven, I hate this game. No! Fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Not mad, by the way. Not mad. I think this gimmick is... Ventus, please stop comboing. I know it's sacrilege, but I want them to remake FF11 so it doesn't suck. I still want to try FF11 somewhere deep in my heart, but unfortunately my inability to just download it to my PS4 and play it hampers me. The truth of like me playing games for you guys on stream is like 60% how much of a pain in the ass is it for me to do that. That's why like Jill can recommend Persona 5 and I immediately start entertaining the idea. I can just download Persona 5 to my PS4. It's like, I mean, it's just kind of a fact. Like, I was doing some math today because someone asked, and like between my actual like this puts money in Yozora's bank account job and this, I spend like around 60 hours a week working. So then it's like, well, what do I do in my spare time? And it's like, am I gonna go buy a Switch and then get Switch stream equipment so I can stream Let's Go Eevee? No! But maybe, over time, eventually. Because the other double secret truth is that as my stream channel grows, theoretically, and I have more spare cash to do head-ass things, I'm more likely to do head-ass things, because just doing things gives me a little spark of joy. I don't want heat slash, actually. The short version is the end of MH3 basically closed off the universe about as much as possible. Andromeda was a game set on the concept of colony ships going to an entirely different galaxy on a 600 trip, all to get away from NE3. It was one of the shittiest launches for a AAA title. They eventually fixed the bugs, but there's no fixing the core being boring and the writing being ass. Bummer. NPCs can follow you now. This is true. That is a very good point that you made. No, that wasn't supposed to happen. Damn it! I think we're okay though. Yeah, we're okay because I did the cheese break. I'm so mad. Maybe I'm not okay. Maybe I'm mad. Hold on. Pending. I'm pending being furious about what just, you know. The fact that to this day no one understands what FF11 crafting for certain is like nightmarish. That sounds weird. Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm furious. God damn it! I hate this game. Piss off then, jump. I don't want to do this anywhere else, right? I'm lost. But not really, I'm just frustrated. Mel recommended Persona 5 first? I don't... Is that true? I feel like my internal, like, sense of self-preservation protects me against at least half of Mel's suggestions after she subjected me to the unmitigated horror that was Bloodborne, followed by the unmitigated horror that was Detroit Become Human. Cheese still up here. God fuck it. Could nothing have gone right? Bitch. Okay, well, we're okay. My ball of death, go! I tried fighting fair, but that has run its course. Run its course, I say. Bro, this man is hitting me with the freaking Daigo infinite parry right now. Please stop. Grow up. Okay, let's try this again, but less terrible. Is this one unversed here to, like, bait me? Like, is that its function? To potentially hurt my feelings? Let's do it this way. Let's first go here. And I'm gonna throw up. Okay, hold on, man. This is too... I'm getting sensory overload. Can I... Alright, best player in the game. Let's start there. And I'm going to wait for my fire dash to come back, since I know if I fall, it'll take me 100 years to get back. Stream Fall Guys. Did you guys play that with me? Is that game still popular? Is that still happening? I feel like that game did not, like, Fortnite out like it was supposed to. I think I would rather. Please. Okay. The Ven section is why Cinderella music drives you nuts. 100% valid. This is obnoxious. You think Detroit will turn you into a regular viewer? Well, you know what then? No. You gotta take some credit. Growing Yozora Heart Industries one member at a time. Who cares if I have trauma in the end? Hold on just a little while longer. Oh. It just went free to play and the servers were overrun on Tuesday? Oh, okay. Shout out to Fall Guys. Oh, snap. I collected all these synthesis items with Terra and then never ever once used the actual thing to send. Justin Wong streams and every once in a while he gets paired with Daigo. That's hilarious. I did see, like, I think it was just a Twitter clip I saw of, like, Justin Wong getting in that same scenario with someone, like, he was streaming online, and he was just like, there's no way, not again. Like, they started to do it, but they messed up the pair, and he goes, okay, yeah, no chance. Absolutely hysterical. In general, I got the impression that he just, like, matches with people and they are all tempted to, like, go for it and see if they can pull it off. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Spider cheese? What do you mean?
Leave it to me.
You can't remember what endings I got? I got Hank and... Ethan? No. Scott is a white guy name. Marcus is the black guy. Jesse Williams. Connor. That's it. And then there was Alice? No, Alice was the kid. Kara. Kara was the lady. I got Alice as a robot, which was terrible. And then her and Kara escaped safely to Canada. Nobody died, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I just got them both safely to Canada. With black guy. And then Connor went rogue, and him and Hank were best buddies. And then Marcus and North were together, because it's like impossible not to get North somehow. And they did not kill a bunch of people, they just got rights, and they sang a Negro spiritual and all of that. Those were my endings. Hank shot Connor because I didn't know his kid's name. Yeah, I just reset the game, though, and did it again. I didn't let that fly, because I was pissed. Yozora as a kid didn't know you needed to have separate save files, and I'm pretty confident I saved over one of these characters. I don't remember which. Might have been Terra. So I had to do it again to get the secret ending. I was very pissed off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did get the best endings. With no guide, just vibes. I'm missing one chest, and it's gonna bother the absolute hell out of me. Because I'm pretty sure next is the boss battle, so don't... I don't think it's in this room. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I went and got the cheese. Huh? Well, let's fight a boss. Yeah, I reset 100%.
There it is.
Supermassive games make good stream material. The Quarry, Until Dawn, House of Ashes. I don't know what any of those games are. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like 0 of 3 of those games have any. They're pretty much Shenmue. Oh god.
Time to play, cat. Take the pearl, Jack. I'll hold them off. Run.
Olay. I think I just blew something. Are we fighting or not? Oh, okay. I could have sworn I saw it, but the last time he did the floppy attack, so I tried to be patient and get it this time. If you say so. Oh, he didn't like that. Damn. Anyway, goodbye, dweeb. They're QTE games. Okay. Picked up diamond dust. House cats are indeed weak to fire. Do not try this in real life. Yozora does not condone using magic's fire on cats.
You saved me before, so I saved you. That's what friends do, right? Now, let's get that dress finished.
What the hell is sunset, bro?
Oh well. What's a
I like
real
QTE
ball?
games.
After all, I suppose it would be frightfully dull and boring and completely wonderful.
Cinderella!
Is that my dress?
Yes, it's a present from us. Now you have a dress for the ball.
Why, it's such a surprise.
Flurry, flurry! Time to go, Flinterbelly!
Oh, thank you.
Chuck, hope of Flinterelli dream come true. What's up, inventory?
Huh?
They're actually like these are just real subtitles for him. They're translating.
Well, you're not the only one.
I know. You, me, and Ven all share the same dream.
Funny. I'd never really thought about it. At least until you asked me. My dream is to become a Keyblade Master.
Hope a Ven dream come true, too.
I just need to keep on believing. Right?
Suck, suck.
Apollo was your old cat's name? I bet you cat. Okay. How did I get 92% missing one chest both times? Then you're really starting to piss me off. You wanted to name him Hades because it would have been funny. It would have been funny. You could have named him Zagreus. That would have been funny. Good old Zag. The cat. As a shrunken goober, Ventus is not allowed into the castle proper or anywhere else in this world. Elite style. Oh, there we go. I think I'm just cracked enough to pull it off, but we're gonna have to try. Let's see. Oh. But I almost was. Hello? Ventus. I'm doing it too bad. I guess I should not kill the enemies so we are spared from bibbidi bobbidi boo. Hold on. Got it. Rename Barry Thanatos? Nuts. Tyrannatos. What?
Still no sign of Terra. Huh.
Stop! You get away from her!
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I've never seen anyone so beautiful.
Cool it, then.
Who are you?
I'm Ventus. But you can call me Ven.
Oh, you don't seem bad, dear.
Out here trying to put the Mac on Sleeping Beauty. Cool it.
Just like our precious Aurora.
Can you tell me why she's sleeping?
It's actually a shoot. Ven does have a pure heart of light. He's just not a princess.
Stolen her heart.
Well then, why don't I go get it back for her?
That's impossible, dear. Maleficent's home is at the Forbidden Mountain. It's not safe.
I don't know, fam. Unless you put something in the chat, I'm gonna have to believe you ain't a real person that just followed me. It's not a whole lot I can do for you.
Come on, let's go get her heart.
No disrespect, bro. I'm just letting you know.
Right. The Forbidden Mountain is through the forest. Come along, follow us. After all, we wouldn't want you to get lost.
you imagine if a person named QFY3 whatever the hell like started chatting like a normal person? Like they're like, hey man, I appreciate your Birth by Sleep streams. Like, so just totally normal. I would look like a real joke, which would be the truth, but. Jill, how could you? Ban my new follower, Q Joinga Boingo, whatever that shit was. If they come back with heterochromia and equal rights agenda, I will apologize. What if they came back with one or the other? Like equal rights agenda, but unfortunately both their eyes are the same color. Yeah, Detroit was a lot. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. It asked so much and offered so little in return. Remarkable restraint. I think all of us were like afraid of being the one to do it and being made fun of for it. Remarkable restraint in The Outsiders. There's not like the closest one who's really super anime is Issa canonically has purple eyes. That's pretty anime. Everyone else has reasonable appearance. No one's got heterochromia. Everyone's hair is a normal color. Everyone's eyes are a normal color. I guess Fane's hair is starting to turn green because of forest magic. Alright, so we've determined the rate limiting step is actually Ceremie. Her characters can like tap subtly into the anime force like the Flash. So they're allowed to have purple hair or purple eyes and green hair, but the rest of us were like blonde hair, blue eyes, mundane as possible. Nobody call us out for enjoying shonen anime from the ages of 10 to 20. Alex is the most anime dude on the team. Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree. The most? No chance. Is it because he's like, you figure he's like the most like Sasuke or something? Like, I have no chance. You legitimately have to show your work. There's just no way. I don't have to take this out of hand. He is the guy they make the protagonist of the anime because he's just a dude. I've been accused of Alex coming off of their main protagonisty before. I never know how to take that. I feel like being the main dude is probably a good thing, but it never feels like a compliment. From the other players at the table, it always just makes me feel worried that they feel like I'm like eating up too much time or something. I just made a dude. I don't know. He kind of got over though. Like I don't think I don't have to take this from you. Absolutely not. Which character is the one that shed the single tear during the OP? I'm gonna have to go with Holly. Alex is the one that gazes wistfully up at a night starry sky. Shinzo is the one that runs and leaps off of something into the air. It's my OC that's getting introduced next season. Wiggly Wendy? Oh no, Bucko. I don't think we have the rating for that. Hold on. We're going to have to run this by some of our sponsors. The network might not approve Wiggly Wendy. I might not approve Wiggly Wendy. Hell no. What do you mean? I'm scared of Wiggly Wendy. I'm wiggling around here. Ooh. Still in all that Alex is a main character. You know, the cool thing about me not being very creative is that Alex's design is generic. There are a lot of characters that just look like him. Once like every other day, the lads will show me some idiot I've never seen or heard of in my life, and they'll be like, this is just Alex. Or even worse, it'll be like fucking Severus Snape, and they'll be like, this is Alex. Long dark hair. He looks like a fucking asshole. Yeah, that's Alex. I just have to take it. I just have to take it every time. It's not fair. It's actually very hurtful. Blizzard? Are you sure Blizzara and not Blizzard Grade? You're sure Blizzara and not Blizzard Grade. Okay. Okay. I feel it could have been Blizzard Grade, but you know, who am I? Yeah. My OC is not Severus Snape. I'll ban you for that one. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, Blizzara makes freeze raid. Okay. Okay. What do you want from me? Come on. Work with me again. I'll take an air combo plus then. I don't. Like, life is so hard. Sorry, Thunder, I thought for a second, but it turns out in actuality, the answer is no. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Is it really Snape if he doesn't end pine in the sleep for someone else's wife? Dude, Snape sucks. I'm 100% not taking it out. There's a level of meanness that I think is over the line between friends, and calling Alex Drake Severus Snape is just right over that line. Alex would never call Fane a slur because he's painfully, tooth-achingly sweet. And then the backup reason is because Fane has a pet cheetah who would eat him. Snape was really cool as a character because he let me know what an incel was before they popularized the term. So, like, when incel terminology came around, I was like, oh, Severus Snape, not a good person. Already, I'm on board. those books are like not that well written, so like it's very easy to reflect on them and be like, so Snape was just terrorizing Neville just to be like a fucking asshole. He had nothing to do with anything. Unfortunate. There's no plot resolution there. There was no deeper meaning. He just was like awful, just kind of cause. He's never called her that either, Jeff. Snape being like a extremely bitchy, immature, sarcastic, dry wit character is probably on its own fine. It's the part when they started to like try and redeem him and make it seem like he's got this really romantic love for Lily, where I was like, no. And that's just like a flaw of both like fandom and then like a series that was so open to fandom it let them have a little bit of input. Because I think Snape kind of got memed into being a good guy when he should never have been. He's not a good guy. He's not an evil guy, and like part of the story is for Harry to learn nuance because he turns from an 11-year-old to an 18-year-old in the series, so he learns like that people can have layers and that maybe people who scowl aren't villains. Like that's all well and good, but there's a little bit too much Snape apology. It's like he's like right on my Gaius line of like, I think if they just left him as like not a good dude, I'd be fine. But they started trying to sell me on him like he was fucking Harshafant, and I'm not going for it. You don't think that's what happened? Harry named a child after him, so I do. Albert Severus is such a bad man. That poor baby. His brother just got to be James. What the hell is his sister's name? Who else died? Was his sister Lily? I feel like it could have been Lily. Was it like Georgina? Who fucking died when he named his kid after him? It had to be somebody. Harry is dumb, but he's also kind of flat.
Looks like we're stuck.
This must be Maleficent's doing.
I know. Shall we?
Well, that was easy enough. I know what you mean, Jeff. The thing is, it's kind of messed up that Jowling Cowling Rowling had to be an awful person before I could get to Universal Studios and buy a wand. I wanted that so bad as a kid, to go to the damn store and pretend for 5 seconds that wizard magic was cool and real, and I was going to pick a wand, and it was going to pick me, or however the fuck they do it. I was so excited, and now that I'm old enough to have disposable cash to do that, I won't! Jowling Cowling Rowling, wherever you are, go to hell. You are the worst. Maybe not the worst, but like top 5. Boo, Jowling Cowling. Boo, boo, Jowling. These little guys are very strange in this. And one of the few non-unversed enemies we really will face in Birth by Sleep. Kind of interesting right now. Like, these are just Maleficent's asshole guards. They're not unversed monsters. Bosses and stuff different, right? Bosses tend to be like Disney guys or what have you. Fire system on fire. I don't really know if it does anything more than set them on fire and make them run around, to be honest. I think this is the first time I'm actually actively noticing that that's happening. This room is driving me insane because I know there's chests somehow nowhere, but also everywhere in these rooms, and it's making me upset. Yeah, that video game is going to come out, and it is going to make a lot of money. A lot of money. I mean, that franchise, there's just a lot of people who don't care, you know? Sad to say. And, you know, I'll even be fair enough to also say there are a lot of people who don't know, right? There are people who just innocently consume media and don't have any concept of, like, what, you know, goes on in the personal lives of these people. Don't want to make it seem like every person, you know, is who supports Harry Potter is transphobe. There are people who don't know. But I know. And so I choose to acknowledge those things. Right or wrong. I always have this, like, the comparison I always have is, like, recycling. I feel like taking the extra step, if I've got a water bottle in hand and there's a recycle bin, I will recycle it. You know, I'm not a litterer. I'll walk around with trash in my hand or, you know, put it in my car until I find a trash can. But then some billion-dollar company I've never heard of will dump 20 billion gallons of oil into the ocean. And it's like, am I making a difference here? Am I accomplishing something? It's like, probably not really, you know. But it makes me feel like I'm doing something, you know. Jesus throwing the starfish into the ocean or whatever. It makes a small difference. It's worth it for me to try. Right? So, you know, I don't particularly patronize Chick-fil-A. I don't support J.K. Rowling. I don't know if it means anything, but when old Osiris goes to weigh my heart against a feather, they'll be like, bruh, you played Kingdom Hearts 2 14 times. I don't know that that's necessarily a moral bad, but it's making me not want to let you in. And I'm going to go, yeah, but I didn't buy a wand. And he's going to go, all right, well, you know.
Careful, they're Maleficents.
Well, they ain't guarding nothing.
The lead on the game turned out to be a bit of a fuckhead. The Harry Potter game. That sucks. Gamergate videos in 2021. Touching grass is not enough. We're going to have to take that man to an arboretum. What do you mean? $50 cc's of going outside. Stat. Actually, fuck that. We're not exposing innocent outside to a person like that. Containment. Put him on Jupiter. But Jupiter is a gas planet. Exactly. My ass. Jeez, it's a parable. A word that I learned later in life than I intended to. It is a story, a religious one, kind of, where there are starfish that have like washed onto the shore on the beach, and a lad sees literally Jesus Christ, I guess, throwing them back into the ocean, and the lad's observation is like, mate, you are throwing these starfish back into the ocean one by one. There are thousands. What the hell is the point? And Jesus H. Christ's response is like, well, it makes a difference to that one, and then moves on to the next one. And the idea is that even if your overall goal will not make a large sweeping change, your minor accomplishments are still meaningful to the people they immediately affect. It's kind of my argument against people who bemoan performative activism. Like, Drake does a music video and he gives away $1 million, and people are like, well, he did it for a music video. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably morally not great, but he also gave away $1 million. So even if he did that performatively, I can tell you never in my life will I have the ability to give away $1 million. So it's probably still a net good. Didn't think I would tell a Jesus story on this stream ever in life, but here we are. I'm actually psychotic about returning carts, and I live in Arizona, so at any time it's 105 degrees outside, and I'm walking the extra like 20 steps to return a cart. But I gotta do it. Like, we're talking about wearing your heart against a feather. I already know that that's gonna be like a. He's just gonna have a tally mark of all the times I didn't return the cart and be like, "You ain't fucking getting in." You gotta do that one, bro. It takes a few seconds, and as someone who was a bag boy for like 8 months or whatever and had to return those goddamn carts, it makes a lot of difference to us. So yeah, you gotta do that one. Absolutely worth judging for this number. Return the damn cart. Have a heart. But I don't have a Sunday stream. I could start. I could start having a Sunday stream to tell Jesus stories, but I don't really think you guys would tune in. And I don't know that many, so it wouldn't last that long. Have I fundamentally misunderstood something? Maybe. If you get $1 million, I get $1 million, and that would be cool. Right? It's a thing. I have this debate often, and I'm surprised how many people will disagree with me out of hand, because, like, the idea of dishonesty is just drilled into you, like, from childhood as being, like, one of the ultimate sins. Like, this is a very bad thing. If a person is dishonest for any reason, that is a very bad thing, and they should, like, be seen as a very bad person. But, like, who gives a fuck? That is my thought immediately, and for always and forever. Is like, who gives a fuck? Why should I care? Imagine if, like, someone walked up and they gave me a briefcase and they're like, here's $100,000, Yozora. And then, like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, someone was like, that person won't give it to you so they can put it on Instagram. They don't really like you. Okay, but I still have $100,000. They don't have to like me. I don't care. Sometimes I don't even like me, but I guess I don't get $100,000 out of it. I feel like I'm going in a straight line in this world, and I also think I'm lost. I don't know how to explain that, but it's true. This room is blatant padding. Okay, now hold on. I understand them running around when they're on fire. Why do they run around like that when they're on ice? That's not a thing. Or maybe they have freezer burn? No, that's stupid. No, I don't like that. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. No. No. Do better. Oh shit, that is the plot of Squid Game, isn't it? Well. Whoops. We accidentally invaded the Squid Game. Time for the big robot to shoot Jeff today. I didn't watch the Squid Game. I only saw a couple memes, so that's all I can offer. The really cool thing about popular media, like the Squid Game or like Invincible is one that I remember, is like if you don't ground floor get there as soon as it's released, any kind of internet interaction you have whatsoever will just tell you the entire thing top to bottom. Dungeon. You got a dragon in there and an ampersand, and you've got yourself an excited Yozora heart, let me tell you. I think we're just hopping down. Yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense. Jeff, what is being exploited if it's not the same as being good? What do you mean there's nothing down this way? Aqua exclusive area. You can tell it's not a Terra exclusive area because Terra is not allowed in Maleficent's castle. You couldn't hear the question because I got about halfway through it and realized it was very dumb and gave up. You have to understand that I only actively listen to about 50% of the things that I say. Because even I know it's stupid. You'd hope that, like, I feel like for normal brain functions, when they know it's stupid, they just don't say it. But that's not how mine goes. See, like, Nahale has a normal brain. A punny brain, but a normal one. So, like, Nahale had an idea that was probably not whatever, and he was just like, I'm just not going to say that. Not Yozora. No chance. Tornado strike. 2 slots. How do I already have a 2-slotter? Ventus, what are you doing with a 2-slotter? You don't have the capacity for 2 slots. Actually, stupid things. All stupid things that go through my head and you all still talk to me for some reason. We like the stupid things you say now. This fucking room is ass. I'm getting so mad. And it's done. Like, I'm pretty sure I did everything I was supposed to do, got all the chests and everything, but, like, piss off. Bad photoshops of Thornton. I don't think you posted those. I don't have any recollection of seeing bad Thornton photoshop from you.
That should do it.
Don't you remember? We've met before.
We have?
Why, of course, you said so yourself. Once upon a dream.
That is a strongly unattractive young man. My guy, why is your head so long?
I never thought I would meet you outside of my dream.
Jill, I ought to ban you for this picture. What the fuck is this?
Oh, my name. Why, it's...
Why'd you draw his nipples?
I can't.
You've never seen...
I must see you.
I don't know. Maybe someday.
God.
When? Tomorrow?
Oh, no. This evening. At the cottage. In the glen.
Area man says tethers, gaze attacks are complete bullshit. Splits 11.
What was that?
I'm forced to agree.
Aurora's
Tethers and
memory.
gaze attacks are often
She
bullshit.
must have gotten her heart back.
So her dream came true.
Yes, not long.
Longhead Jim. You cannot call that man Longhead Jim. I don't think that's
Aurora's
appropriate.
led
What do
her
you
to her
mean?
true love.
I see you hold strong beliefs too, don't you, dear?
Listen,
You also
I'm
have a
not doing this
strong
with you.
light.
Did you draw a choker on there, or is she just wearing black robes that go up to the neck? Oh, but you did draw green eyes. This is some of the most hateful content that has ever been posted on this server, and that's saying something, because a lot of hateful content gets posted on this server. Here's what we'll do, because I know what trouble I'm having right now is treasures. I'm missing 3 of them. That feels like dying, to be honest with you. Okay, wait, I remember one chest I couldn't reach. Boss battle.
Someone has released Aurora's heart. Tell me, child, was it you? Maleficent.
Yes.
Only because you stole it in the first place.
A keyblade. You must be Ventus.
Huh?
You saw your own edit
How
in
do
the
you know
pins
about
and
me
laughed at your own joke
and the
again?
Keyblade?
Which one?
My powers ensure I'd know of the key to bringing me hearts. Terra gave me a demonstration.
Terra?
Agree, disagree? Childish.
Why, yes.
Hilarious.
In fact, it was he who stole Princess Aurora's heart.
That's a lie!
I was asked to leave you unharmed, but it seems I have no choice.
You guys are very funny at editing photos. I don't possess that talent. I thought this was so hype as a kid because like this game doesn't have reaction commands, but it kind of does. Use that image to model Alex's Granda. Oh, Grandpa. I thought you were getting Scottish on me or something. His Granda. I still have internal debate on whether or not Alex has grandparents. I feel like he does. But I think it's just not important.
There's no
It's like when people ask me about Yozora's parents. Yeah, they exist, but
You don't believe
that's
me?
it. That's, you know,
That's unfortunate.
that's all.
For he agreed so easily.
He did?
Ben, don't be fooled.
Huh? Aqua!
Terra would never do that. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah.
Ah, the truth can be most cruel, even amongst the closest of friends. After all, one never knows the secrets of another's heart. I'm sure you'll agree, Ventus. Aqua.
The Master sent me.
Huh?
Then, let's go home.
But Terra...
Terra's not ready to leave yet.
Like right now, he's leaving you behind. And by the time you catch up, he'll be a different person.
Sorry, Aqua. But I can't go with you.
What?
It's just... I have to find him before it's too late.
Ben!
Terra, where are you? Huh? Him again.
Him again. Venitas can fly through space, by the way. Bozora and Mazora Heart. Now you know Mooncat lore and the way it works, so you ought to be ashamed of yourself for that. None of your walls have grandparents. Time for you to get on that. No, I'm gonna quit while I'm behind. I want so badly to actually go back and get those chests, but I'm gonna seek peace instead. How come I didn't get another slot after finishing this world? Another command deck, so I would have liked one. You were talking earlier about how Breath by Sleep is a tragedy because it's three good guys who stand a chance, but I feel like Breath by Sleep has some Kamen Rider fans called the emo problem, where a lot of this conflict stems from the character being able to just sit there just to talk. Okay. Lots of convenience, for sure. There's definitely a lot of, like, not just explaining your feelings and saying what's going on. I can agree with that. When I say that, I guess my prevailing point is that, like, I don't feel like the actions of at least Terra and Ven could have accomplished more than what they did. I feel like all roads still end in what we got, if not worse. And even Aqua does what she can to derail Xehanort's plan by 10 years or so, which gives, 10 years later Sora a fighting chance to further forestall his plans. But, like, I just feel like no matter what these characters did, Xehanort was so far ahead of them and so well prepared that their best efforts could only delay him. There was never a reality where they beat him. There's kind of two tragedies going on here, right? Terra and Aqua versus Xehanort, and Terra and Aqua internal breaking each other. Very true. I can see your point that like there's a different version of this story if the three of them had like met up in when they all meet up in Radiant Garden to fight that boss, and if they had taken that time to go, okay, let's compare notes. This Vanitas guy, bad, right? And they all go, yeah, bad. Master Xehanort, blatantly evil, and Terra's like, what? And then Ben and Aqua are like, what? Yes, blatantly evil. What's wrong with you? And then they all decide to like go on like a Sora Donald Goofy adventure together. Could they have maybe overcome this stuff? Possibly. So I see what you're saying. They could have went to Master Ericus and been like, so Master Xehanort's overwhelmingly evil, right? And he would have been like, what? And Terra would have been like, that's what I said. And then they would have been like, yeah, no. Overwhelmingly evil. Do you ever notice that he frequently cackles and walks hunched over menacingly and constantly is talking about the virtues of darkness? And then Ericus will be like, man, I never even put that stuff together. Yeah. Dad, why did you invite evil grandpa to our graduation party? Oh, come on. Your old grandpa's harmless. He's an old friend of mine. I feel like Xehanort explicitly... I think what our implication is meant to be is that Terra was probably struggling with darkness always. But Xehanort subtly showing up, invited to the Mark of Mastery exam, and influencing him to sabotage him was specifically so he'd fail, be insecure about failing, and then set into motion some of the events of this game. Like, it's not just that Terra failed and that was to Xehanort's advantage. I think he specifically engineered Terra failing to start the game's plot. Ericus is a dick, yes. That is, frankly, the note I think we should leave off on, because I am over time, and we are done with the first part of Ventus's chunk of the game. We did 3 worlds, which I feel is a lot. Thank you all for coming to check me out tonight. I appreciate it. Tons of fun. Love chatting with you guys. We talked about Jesus. We talked about Ericus being a dick. And you know, those are 2 topics that I think are near and dear to the Yozora Heart brand. I will be back tomorrow with more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. We are getting through this lovely game that I really enjoy. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Goodbye, and good night.